Steven Dustowski will kick off for the New England Patriots. They won the toss, and as they always do, they deferred. Bill Belichick loves to have the ball at the end of the first half and then start the second half with it. You saw Whalen back there. Gronkowski will await his turn. We're going to see Luck right away as Indianapolis will get the ball. And off we go from the Indiana State Capitol. Whalen about 6 yards in. Great coverage. Patriots all over him. Deron Harmon, their free safety and special team star, makes the stop. Here's the Colts starters.
Andrew Luck, Stanford.
Frank Gore, the U.
T.Y. Hilton, FIU.
Andre Johnson, the U. Dwayne Allen, Clemson.
Kobe Fleener, Stanford.
Anthony Costanzo, Boston College.
Jack Muhort, The Ohio State University.
Khaled Holmes, USC.
Hugh Thornton, Illinois. Joe Wrights, Western Michigan.
Gore and Andre Johnson, two longtime stars in their first years here. Gore, of course, played in San Francisco. Andre in Houston. And off we go with Luck throwing right off the bat and completing it to Johnson along the sideline, covered there by Logan Ryan. So Andre Johnson, who scored 2 touchdowns in their win a week and a half ago on a Thursday night at Houston, starts by making a catch on the first play from scrimmage.
One thing you know if you're going to play the Patriots is your other receivers are going to have to make plays. Somebody other than T.Y. Hilton, that's a good start.
Up to the 27-yard line. And the former 49er, Gore, chugging his way at the age of 32 for a gain of 4. Jamie Collins makes the tackle. So Andrew Luck in his first 3 games, 1 win, 2 losses, 5 touchdowns. He had 40 last year to lead the league and 7 interceptions in those 3 games. He said he hurt himself at the end of that 3rd game against Tennessee, but did lead them to a victory. Second down and 6 now from the 31-yard line. In the pocket, a low throw, but making the catch just off the turf is Dwayne Allen, just above the surface for a gain out to the 35-yard line, setting up a 3rd down and 2.
Let's take a look at Andrew Luck, see how that motion is right now. Now, clearly he's had a lot of work done on that shoulder. He hasn't really put any zip on a throw yet, but he's trying to control it. To be perfectly honest, when we watched him in practice, I thought Matt Hasselbeck threw it a little bit harder. But Luck is going to try and make do out here tonight and do the best he can.
Hasselbeck led them to 2 wins against Jacksonville, and then despite being sick all week, against Houston. And on 3rd and 2, they convert here. Another first down as Frank Gore makes the catch. So Andrew Luck begins with a couple of passes to the left side and back-to-back first downs.
Going to bring Jamie Collins on the blitz right here. Jack Muhort, who moved over to left guard from right tackle earlier, picks him up. But that's a good sign. And Andrew Luck, I think, learned a little something from Matt Hasselbeck in his starts. It's okay to get the ball out quickly, and it's one of the things that Pep Hamilton wants to do to help him tonight. They don't want him holding the football.
They just signed Ahmad Bradshaw. He was here last year, broke his leg. He was out of football until right now. The play fake to him. Luck on the run, throws, and hits T.Y. Hilton for a gain of 6. Let's take a look at the New England starters.
Rob Ninkovich, Purdue. Alan Branch, University of Michigan.
Silver Shalinga, Utah.
Chandler Jones, Syracuse University.
Jamie Collins, Southern Miss.
Gerard Mayo, Tennessee.
Jonathan Franey, Rutgers.
Malcolm Butler, West Alabama University.
Patrick Chung, the Ducks.
Devin McCourty, Rutgers.
Logan Ryan, Rutgers.
One key guy not here is the great linebacker Dante Hightower, who was injured in the game at Houston, inactive tonight, not even on the trip. You saw Hasselbeck on the sideline at the age of 40, leading them to those 2 wins. And now Gore through the middle, exploding inside the 30 to the 25-yard line. The ageless wonder taken down by McCourty. Gain of 23.
Dwayne Allen's going to come down on a trap right there and spring this out. Nice block down the field by Khaled Holmes, and could not have had a better start to this game. A couple of completions, and now you get Frank Gore going. This is a good start for the Colts.
At the 25-yard line. Bradshaw flanking Luck in the backfield. It's Philip Dorsett, their #1 draft choice, who went in motion to the slot on the right side. And we'll hear from Tony Correnti.
False start. Offense, number 74. 5-yard penalty remains. First down.
Anthony Costanzo. Chris, we talk about, I described it as a shoulder issue because the Colts have been very circumspect, and Luck's been very circumspect as to exactly what it is. What do you think?
Well, whatever it is, he said he's gotten a lot of massage, a lot of treatment. He doesn't think it's anything serious. It's just the soreness, and we sort of hinted around about, with Drew Brees, where you're saying he could only throw it 25 yards, and he kind of smiled and nodded a little bit. So we'll find out how far he can throw one once we get into the game.
On 1st and 15 now. Here's Bradshaw, the former Giant and the Colt, who goes to the 26-yard line. So they made the trade for Trent Richardson. That didn't work out. And then they picked up Frank Gore. And Bradshaw gets a hand, a popular player here. We saw him break his leg in the New England game last year. He was out of football until last week. They brought him in, and right now he's in there to back up Frank Gore.
And if you want to talk about intensity playing running back, you can't do a whole lot better than Ahmad Bradshaw and Frank Gore. They are going to match any intensity anybody can bring.
So Pep Hamilton, the offensive coordinator, calling in the plays. And this is what he's dialed up on 2nd and 11. To the left side, caught to the 16, goes Dwayne Allen, the tight end. And that'll make it 3rd down and a yard and a half.
Just a 4-man rush, but watch the protection here for Andrew Luck. Earlier this year, that was a major factor. They reshuffled this offensive line, and from that moment on, they seem to be much better. That and the fact that clearly tonight we're seeing a little different Andrew Luck, a much quicker release.
Third down and 1 now. Go with 2 tight ends. Luck empties the backfield. And then throws, and that's caught. And reaching is Jack Doyle for what will be a first down. Malcolm Butler makes the stop, but Indy keeps moving. First down.
Just enough here on the tail end of this thing by Dante Moncrief. Just give a little bit of an edge getting out there for Jack Doyle to catch that thing and dive for the first down. Little taste of their own medicine as Dante Moncrief lays a little pick on the Patriots.
This drive began at the 11-yard line. They've picked up 4 first downs along the way. And Bradshaw tries to keep it rolling. Gain of 1, stuffed at the 13-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
The Patriots on early downs trying to keep those 2 deep safeties back there. Matt Patricia feeling this way here, so he's hoping that with his front 7 they can handle the running game inside. Big night tonight to try and get some pressure from these defensive ends. They have good pass rushers. They're going to have to try and impact Andrew Luck.
As you can see, no TDs on an opening drive, and the equivalent of a season plus 5 games. 21 games since the Colts have scored a touchdown on their opening drive. 2nd and 9. Caught at the 6, and trying to get the first down is T.Y. Hilton as they come in to spot it, and it appears to be a little bit short of the first. It's going to be 3rd down and inches.
A straight zone defense, a little unusual. Just going to circle back inside here, right in the middle of that Tampa 2 defense where the soft spot was. So I'll tell you, it's Andrew Luck is seeing the field. He is not anxious. He's not nervous. Sometimes you hit him with a little different defense out there than maybe what they typically play. He read it perfectly.
Well, he's only 7 for 7. Lucky 7, 57 yards. Zerlon Tipton is the running back. They fake it to him. Luck buying time, and we'll have to just throw that away. So good coverage. Chased out by Rob Ninkovich, and now it's 4th down and 1. So it appears they're going to leave the offense in.
Ninkovich managed to get outside just enough to keep the pressure on Luck there, but Here we go, huh?
Yeah, well, I can, you think of the fact that New England's going to score. Belichick's going to run down there to get a closer look at the alignment. He wants to see how the Colts line up. Does he want to take a timeout? He's all the way down at the 16-yard line. Tipton is the running back. Bill does not call a timeout, and Luck throws a fade that is caught by Dante Moncrief for the touchdown. They, of course, will check. A lot of people thought this would be a blowout from the start. The Colts have other ideas. Did Moncrief control it and stay in bounds before he went onto the chalk? Remember, it's a 4th down play.
And remember, a knee is the same as 2 feet. I think the knee is going to be down very close to when the elbow was as well.
Boy, almost simultaneously. They're looking at it in New York. What hits first?
I think it was the knee. If I had to put a stake in the ground.
The previous play will go under review.
Well, Tony Correnti will take a look. Meanwhile, that drive took half of the first quarter. We'll find out whether Indy has the lead or not.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
Tony Correnti seeing what you're going to see in a moment. We have the definitive angle right there. Does the knee hit first or the elbow? Very clear. Knee down, had control. Controls it all the way to the ground. Butler with the coverage. 13 plays, 89 yards. And another ageless wonder, Adam Vinatieri, 20th year in the league. First part of his career, of course, with the Patriots in Indy in the middle of the last decade. And the extra point is good. So Chuck Pagano, knowing he's going to be in a shootout, goes for it on 4th and 1. It pays off. 7-7. Touchback. Let's take a look at the Patriots starters.
Tom Brady, Michigan.
Deion Lewis, Pitt.
Julian Edelman, Kent State.
Danny Amendola, Texas Tech.
Rob Gronkowski, Arizona.
Michael Williams, University of Alabama.
Marcus Cannon, Texas Christian University.
Shaq Mason, Georgia Tech.
David Andrews, Georgia.
Josh Klein, Kent State.
Sebastian Ballmer, University of Houston.
Well, as you were watching those intros, I thought a jet plane was coming through the building here because everybody is standing and shrieking and booing. Oh, they love the Patriots here. Brady will start from the 20. The crowd already in full throat, and I mean full. Pressure on Brady, but he gets it away. There's a flag on the other side of the field. It's a 3-yard pickup for Julian Edelman, and Tony Correnti will tell us all about it.
Yeah, it looked like Trent Cole may have jumped a little early on that one.
Offside, defense number 58 in the neutral zone at the snap. 5-yard penalty, repeat, first down.
Longtime Philadelphia Eagle. Brian Grigson, their general manager, went out. He got a lot of older players. It's almost as if they brought in a Pro Bowl alumni group. Gore and Johnson and Cole.
Pretty good ones, but they also brought in some pretty talented young defensive linemen, and that's where they had been beaten in the past.
2 rookie defensive tackles, each played at Stanford. Parry and Anderson. On 1st and 5 now. Quick throw, and that's incomplete. Intended for Gronkowski, covered by Jackson. So Tom Brady tying a team record tonight, 212th start with the Patriots. We asked him if he knew about that last night. He said no. He said whose record am I tying? Bruce Armstrong, who he said is a great guy. Armstrong was playing his last year when Brady was in his first. LeGarrette Blount now comes into the game. He's the back after Lewis had started at 2nd down and 5. And here is Blount. And Blunt bulldozes his way out to the 29-yard line, a yard short of a first down.
And for LeGarrette Blunt, he has been a bit of a nightmare for the Indianapolis Colts defense, but you typically don't see a lot of him in the first half. Just 6 first-half carries compared with 27 in the second. But after the success he's had against this team, I think Bill Belichick said, let's get him out there.
Lewis on the sideline on third down and a half a yard. Off times, Brady goes right to the line for a sneak. Not this time. They huddled up. Colts were able to make some changes. Blunt stays in the backfield, and he sneaks it anyway, as he has done so proficiently for so many years, and a first down at the 31-yard line. Goes right in behind the rookie center, David Andrews, who has not missed a snap this season.
I think as long as you leave a gap open, as they did here between the guard and the center, I almost think it's automatic that Tom is just going to take it. That a lot of teams now will stack somebody on either side of the center trying to take that away, but as long as you don't defensively, you can almost count on it.
5.5 minutes in the opening quarter remain. Colts are on top 7-0, and Brady slings it to the outside. Caught by Amendola. Danny Amendola up to the 38-yard line. Gain of 7. Eric Walden, the linebacker, makes the stop. Second down and 3.
The one change up front now for the New England Patriots, Marcus Cannon takes over for one of their best players, Nate Solder, at the left tackle position. Now he has rotated through there all season long, but Nate Solder, a very good player and the only first-round draft pick on this entire offense.
They go 5 wide. That's Lewis, the running back, at the bottom of the screen. Brady looked that way, goes the other way. Edelman makes the catch, their leading receiver, out to the 43. Let's take a look at the Colts defense.
Kendall Langford, Hint.
David Perry, Stanford. Henry Anderson, Stanford.
Eric Walden, Dublin High. DeQuell Jackson, Maryland. Jarrell Freeman, Mary Hardin Baylor.
Trent Cole, Cincinnati.
Greg Tolan, St. Paul's College.
Mike Adams, Delaware Blue Hens.
Dwight Lowry, San Jose State.
Vontae Davis, Dunbar Senior High School, D.C.
Last week in Houston, a couple of interceptions made by Mike Adams. Greg Minuski is the defensive coordinator. Sort of a revamped defense, but still the oldest starting defense in the league, even with the 2 rookies in there. And New England's been able to just run wild over Indy in their last several meetings. Second down and 7. And Brady slings it over the middle, and that's caught by Scott Chandler in his first year as a Patriot after several seasons in Buffalo. First down at the 36-yard line.
Couple of plays ago, we saw Marcus Cannon, who, remember, is the backup left tackle, and he looks like he's limping around, maybe something on that right foot area, and that would be major news.
Stays in there for the moment. Brady is able to escape trouble, hits Amendola, and Danny Amendola takes it all the way down the middle to the 11-yard line. Tackled by Dwight Lowry. Brady going hurry up, no huddle.
Well, the one thing the Colts did not want to see in this game is the catch and run, the yards after the catch, and that one couldn't have been any easier.
At the 12, with 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter, Brady, clean pocket, throws a little bit behind and low for Lewis. It'll be second down and 10. Dion Lewis, what a story he is. Came up with Philadelphia a couple of years, then went to Cleveland, broke his leg. Didn't play football for 2 years, even though he was in the Indianapolis camp last year for 1 week. They brought him in week 2. He was inactive, then they let him go. And Bill Belichick and the Patriots had their eye on him and signed him to a futures contract on New Year's Eve last year. And he's had a pretty good future this year.
And when the Colts let him walk out of here, I think that qualifies as an oops. He has been sensational. One of the most elusive running backs in the game.
Second and 10, and the Patriots take a timeout. Standing to the east, New England undefeated, but the Jets are 4-1. Buffalo losing today, Miami winning. In the South, it's a weak division, so Indy is on top. Houston won today. They beat Jacksonville, and Tennessee and the Jaguars with just 1 win apiece. So after the timeout, second down and 10 now from the 12-yard line. That's Gronkowski Split wide to the left. Brady over the middle. That's caught, and into the end zone for the touchdown goes Julian Edelman. Brady's favorite target this season. What a year he's having. Edelman for the touchdown.
Well, the Colts are just rushing 3, and watch Tom Brady step up on the move, make a very accurate throw. They're taking some of their best pass rushers on the outside. You see Robert Mathis out there, and instead of rushing him off the edge, they're trying to get a hit on those slot receivers. That time it simply did not work. Edelman made a miss.
Edelman already now with 36 catches in 4 games plus a quarter. That's his 4th touchdown catch. Steven Gostowski for the extra point. And each team drives the length of the field on its first possession. 2:50 to go in the opening stanza in Indianapolis, tied at 7. Julian Edelman scoring the touchdown, but may have paid a price here. As you look at Frank Gore, we're going to show you Edelman in a second. Oh, as we start with the touchback here. And here was Edelman. This is what we were talking about, Chris, after the catch.
There you go. And I hate to put it in these terms, but if you're going to hurt a finger, that's the one you hope for as a receiver, because you can tape it to the finger next to it, and most of the catching ability with your hands comes with the inside fingers and your thumb. So you'll see, yeah, maybe he won't. He's just going to take that thing right up and see what happens.
I'd rather have a root canal. Frank Gore is the running back from the 20-yard line on first down. And Gore over the right side for a gain of 3.
All right, let's take a look back. Here's 2014 and what that motion looks like. Really driving through it. So far tonight, we've seen a little less of that, a little bit more of float on the ball, and that's sort of what we saw in practice. Now, it doesn't mean he can't do it, but the passes so far, he hasn't had to really step in and drive one.
And that's a lob, and it's almost picked off at the 26-yard line, in and out of the hands of Frank Gore. And that's Jonathan Freeney right there, who nearly had the interception.
Kind of dropped the elbow on that one, and it got away from him as he stepped up and turned to throw it. Really fortunate that that thing did not get away. Watch his right elbow sort of dip under, and when you do that, the ball is going to sail, whether you're a pitcher or otherwise. Close.
So 3rd down and 7 now at the 23-yard line. Movement up front. Everybody pointing at everybody else.
False start. Offense number 31. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
He meant 81. He meant Andre Johnson.
Andre Johnson, a little history with that man. Chuck Pagano actually recruited him at the University of Miami.
Okay.
Johnson played there. Frank Gore played there as well.
Davis.
3rd down, 12. Clark throws, pulled in. Hilton trying to get to the first down marker, and he shoved out just a little shy of it. And that'll make it 4th down and 2.
Quite a bit of zone defenses out of both of these teams. You just get the feeling that they're really not wanting to do this whole matchup on the outside. And here you go, T.Y.'s coming across. In the championship game, he was being followed by everybody, including Devin McCourty, over the top of him almost on every snap. So far, haven't really seen that, but still that 2-deep safety look.
Pat McAfee having just a spectacular year. Booms this one to the 16-yard line, and Edelman is there. A flag is thrown, Edelman with a lot of room to roam down the sideline. He's going to come back. He's going to get tackled at the 46-yard line, but the flag came out right away as he began the run back. And the Colts defense they're going all the way down to about the 20-yard line, figuring this one is going to come back, as it normally does on a return of that nature.
It looked like Devin McCourty right at the point of the catch. Gave a little shove.
During the return of the kick, illegal block in the back, receiving team number 32. This penalty be assessed half the distance to the goal. First down.
Indeed it was. So they'll start deep into their own territory. 7-7 in Indianapolis. There's their left tackle, Marcus Cannon, taking the place of the injured Nate Solder to begin with. He's back in the locker room. Thus, Sebastian Vollmer goes to left tackle, and Cameron Fleming, who was just activated this week, is the new right tackle. So there's juggling and shuffling along that Patriot offensive front continues. Meanwhile, you got jumping offside on the left side of the defense. The pass to Edelman will net a first down. Should be a free play. That might be Cole again, who's already been flagged once. But this time they will take the play because it's a gain of 13.
Offside, defense, number 58 in the neutral zone at the snap. This penalty be declined. The result to the play is a first down.
Let's go to Michelle.
Well, Marcus Cannon went to the locker room, Al. He had his right big toe examined by team doctors along the sideline. He is questionable with that toe injury.
All right, thank you, Michelle. We saw him going back to the locker room, the shuffling up front. You got a rookie center. Vollmer over to the left side. Fleming just activated, and Brady throws, and that's dropped. Edelman dropping it right over the middle. It'll be second down and 10.
Don't see that one very often. Of course, whenever Julian Edelman drops the ball, you wonder whether or not he's thinking a little bit about that hand. Perfectly thrown here. Just hit him right in the face mask. I'll tell you, one thing you do not want as a football team is to get hit hard with injuries at the same position. And right now, the tackle position is that position for the Patriots.
That's LeGarrette Blount, who has single-handedly destroyed the Colts over the past couple of seasons, this time up to the 24-yard line short gain. Billy Wynn makes the tackle. It will be third down and 7 as we tick down to the final minute of the opening quarter.
Billy Wynn right here is going to play off of this double team and get himself back into that play. Anytime LeGarrette Blount goes on the ground, this crowd goes crazy because they haven't seen it very often.
Again, Indy with those two rookie defensive tackles, both played at Stanford. Third down and 7. Up at the 24-yard line. And a whistle before the snap. Timeout had been taken
Indianapolis.
by Indianapolis.
First. This will be a 30-second timeout.
So Tom Brady, of course, every quarterback loves a clean pocket with no contact and all the rest. So his numbers right there, very, very good. When he gets contacted or he's outside the pocket, even better in terms of the pass rating. Quite in contrast to last year. Those are his numbers for the whole season. 4 TDs, 6 interceptions when he was either contacted or outside the pocket. So that's a significant difference from last season for him.
Yeah, and you see the little movement within the pocket on the touchdown pass. He said he has worked very hard this offseason. He saw those numbers. He knew what they were. He worked really hard on that part of his game and escaping outside the pocket as well.
Third down and 7. And Brady throws, and that is caught. That's Edelman on that crossing route, and that's a first down up at the 33-yard line. When in doubt, call Julian's number. That's 4 catches for him in the quarter.
You ever seen a situation where sometimes the little brother gets more upset when the big brother gets attacked than the big brother does? Julian Edelman has sort of carried that burden of Brady this whole season, I think.
That's a 2-yard gain by Blount, and that's going to take us to the second quarter. So after 1, it's New England 7, and Indianapolis 7. And Sunday Night Football resumes after these messages.
Waiting all day for Sunday night.
Sunday Night Football, 2nd and 9 as we begin the second quarter. Edelman coming to the near side. Blunt in the backfield with Brady. Shoulder shake. Deep downfield, getting open and adjusting is Keyshawn Martin. Looked inside, had to go back outside to haul it in. And Keyshawn Martin for a gain all the way down to the 27-yard line, a gain of 39.
I have no idea. I think that was Greg Toller out there. Looked like because Gronkowski was wide open underneath, he basically knocked Mike Adams to the ground. Looked like Toller reacted to Gronkowski and just gave up the deep one.
Picked Martin up in a trade with the Texans. Now from the 27, Brady over the middle. That's dropped again by Edelman. Now it's incomplete. Running away with it was Toller, but not very far. 2nd down and 10.
So we all know the rules now. I think we all know the rules now. Catch 2 feet down and be able to make some sort of a move related to that catch to escape, and not enough time on that catch.
The key is we think we know the rules.
There have been a few this year that I don't think anybody knows the rules.
2nd down and 10 now.
Dion Lewis in the backfield.
And Michael Williams as well. And that is caught. And this time it's Edelman, but not very far. Toller shadowing him. And that will set up a 3rd down and 5 at the 22. Josh McDaniels calling in the play.
This Patriots team just so good when they can get 3rd down and 6 or less, but very, very average beyond that, and it is right on the border here.
3rd and 5 at the 22. They split Gronkowski wide to the right. Send Edelman that way as well now. And Brady again escapes, throws too high, incomplete, intended for Danny Amendola. So Brady got out of trouble, avoided the sack, but now it's 4th and 5, and in comes the field goal unit.
One of the things they wanted to do was to force Dion Lewis to block. Brady had to escape there, might have been able to run for that 1st down. And they have plenty of attention for Gronkowski coming across the middle as always. There was your 1st down, though, if Tom Brady had seen him out to Edelman.
19 straight, longest current streak off the foot of Gostowski. 40-yard attempt, Ryan Allen to put it down. And once again, perfection. A little over a minute into the second quarter, and the Patriots take a 3-point lead. Chuck Pagano's pedigree is defense. That's who he's coaching them along the sideline. Greg Minuski is their defensive coordinator. It's a 10-7 ball game and begins with a touchback here. Andrew Luck in the pocket, and when he's out of the pocket or contacted, when it's clean, pretty good. 4 TDs, 2 interceptions, but when he gets contacted or outside the pocket, quite a contrast to the way it's been in the past. 1 TD, 5 picks, and remember he missed 2 games, so that's over his 3 games coming into this one tonight.
And when I think of Andrew Luck, I sort of think of Ben Roethlisberger. You know how Roethlisberger's this big guy in the pocket and people sort of fall off of him, and that's the way Luck has played a little bit. But tonight he's been much quicker getting the ball out of his hands, and I think his offensive linemen greatly appreciate it.
Start from the 20-yard line here. Frank Gore gain of 2. You know, so many subplots and side stories to this game. You know most of them. Another one, though, would be Chuck Pagano, who's in his 4th year as the Indianapolis coach. It's the last year of his contract. He's won 11 regular season games in each of the first 3 years. They offered him a 1-year extension. He said no. I'm going to play it out and bet on myself.
Yeah, and he said the one thing that Cantor definitely has taught me is that I'm going to live for today. I'm going to bet on my team and my players, and that's exactly what he's doing.
From the 22-yard line now, it's 2nd down and 8. Off play action that buys time and buys an open spot for Dante Moncrief to haul it in up at the 40-yard line. Gain of 19.
Well, let's dismiss any concerns about Andrew Luck's shoulder. He just stepped into this one and drove it hard right down the middle of the field. Perfectly timed, but once again, hitting that back foot and getting the ball out. Look at that protection around him. Anthony Costanzo, terrific that time.
Up at the 42-yard line. Staying on the ground, inside handoff. Frank Gore up to the 46-yard line. McCourty makes the tackle. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
You know, they just think that Frank Gore has made all the difference in the world for this Colts team. This is a team that I think Andrew Luck has had, what, one 100-yard rusher in the entire time that he's been here. And yet this guy knows how to run the football. So many years in San Francisco. But watch how low he gets running the ball, always falling forward for that extra 2 or 3 yards.
2nd and 5. Luck to the outside and behind Andre Johnson. Covered by Ryan. 3rd and 5. Well, Frank Gore came out of Miami, went to San Francisco. The first few years were pretty lean. Then the team got very good. Very durable. 66 straight starts. 11,398 rushing yards. And 10 consecutive seasons. Steady, solid, consistent.
51. And they say they can't get him to talk about anything but football. They say, how's your family? Oh, it's good, but I can't believe I fumbled the ball. It's just his nature.
3rd down and 5. And Luck gets jostled and then just slings it away. That was Dominic Easley who came in and forced the throw. It'll be 4th down.
That was pretty much everybody having success. Here comes Easley off the top end of this. And watch him. He sort of set that back and was almost ready to jump to try and knock it down. Then when Luck pulled it down, went after him.
New England doesn't call that many blitzes, but they did there. And then Correnti has to have a little bit of a, I think it's whether or not he was in or out of the pocket, whether it's intentional grounding or not, might be the issue.
Well, and the other issue there was that was the first time that we've seen Luck have to make a really awkward throw. And immediately you think, how did his shoulder hold up to that kind of a release?
And also, well, now we're understanding that one of the officials
timeout on the field
may need a little timeout himself. So Correnti calls a timeout. We'll be back. Pat McAfee to punt Danny Amendola. Hopeful of a return. And calling for the fair catch and making it at the 11-yard line. And the official, we needed a timeout for a moment because the official, I think it was the line judge, and it was, yep, there it was. Herrera ran into him, so Bart Longson needed an extra moment, and that's why we had the officials timeout.
Had to go through the protocol over there.
Yes. Back in. Tough line judge, baby.
Didn't make him sit out of play.
Yeah. Now the Patriots from their own 10-yard line. Running back is Dion Lewis. Short drop, incomplete. Intended for Danny Amendola. Again, Brady working behind that makeshift offensive line. Billy Wynn came charging through to force it that time. 2nd down.
Billy Wynn is having a night here so far. Watch the quick move inside, and nobody picks him up. He just goes straight through and drives Tom Brady into the ground. You can't get the ball out any quicker than that, and he still got hit.
Brady on a 2nd and 10 to the outside, and that's juggled and intercepted, and Mike Adams will take it in for the touchdown. Mike Adams picked Brady off twice last year. And now you begin to wonder about Edelman. That's 3 times since that finger was either broken or dislocated that he's been unable to hang on to the football.
Well, and we're seeing Julian Edelman almost try and catch the ball more with his body and with an underhand catch than I can remember seeing him. Maybe he just lost a little confidence or it's hurting him, but I have never seen Julian Edelman struggle to catch the football like this. That was a perfectly thrown ball. Amazing, and this place is rocking now.
That gives the Colts the lead, so that's 3 juggled or dropped by Edelman.
And how about Mike Adams?
Yeah.
2 last week. He was Defensive Player of the Week and comes right back with another one here today.
12th year in the league. He's been around 4 different teams. Made his first Pro Bowl last year. The extra point by Vinatieri is good. And with 11.5 to go in the half, Colts are back on top 14-10 on Sunday Night Football. Well, Julian Edelman caught a touchdown pass for New England's touchdown tonight. Hurt himself, dislocated or fractured the finger on the play. There it was. And since then, 3 bobbles and or drops, including this most recent one.
Yeah, watch his right hand. The underneath hand is the one that he hurt. Doesn't even touch the football. And you don't often see Julian Edelman with those underhanded cradle catches. Here's another one just like it. And oh, here we go.
And now you got an onside kick attempt, and that's muffed and juggled, loose at the 35-yard line. And the Patriots are going to have the football. Josh McDaniels taking a look into the scrum as well. At least the Patriots think they have it. They have one Colt saying we've got it.
I love this play because they have so many guys right here on the line of scrimmage. There's nobody right behind them.
Not until the pile it unpiled did an Indianapolis player grab it. It is first down, Indianapolis. It's first down, New England.
The Colts come up with the ball. Pat McAfee, who has done everything this year, tremendous kickoff guy, is able to put it in a spot where his team can get it. Punter extraordinaire. And the officials are gathering after announcing that the Colts have the ball.
Well, it's underneath the Patriot player there, Klein, but I don't think he ever quite had control of it.
The referee is saying that Dante Moncrief, who is number 10 in blue, is the man who came out with it. Well, he's got it there.
I'm not sure the officials realized
well, you see the ball
that they announced the Colts. And here comes the challenge flag.
Challenge flag now coming from the Colts sideline, meaning that they announced it as the Colts ball, but clearly they meant New England, and now you've got a challenge from Pagano. Apart from that, not much going on here.
Indianapolis is challenging the ruling on the field of a recovery by New England.
All right, so they announced Indy had it. That was wrong. Now they say New England has it, and Pagano makes the challenge, and New York will take a peek. So will we when we come back. Tony Correntes
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands with no clear recovery. First down, New England.
What they're basically saying is that there's not enough visual evidence to overturn it. Josh Klein is the guy at the bottom for New England, 67. Now there's the ball coming out, then Moncrief comes up with it, comes away from the huddle. But when they looked at it, they said they didn't have the indisputable visual evidence, a clear recovery, and thus New England still has the ball at the 35-yard line. Brady dancing, has time, but runs out of time. Jonathan Newsom finally got to him. Secondary did its job, and then Newsom is able to come in and collect the sack.
Gronkowski on the crossing route, but it was really Newsom who went out in coverage and then came back in and still got the sack.
Four-yard sack, 2nd down and 14. Little dump to Lewis, and Lewis able to take off and come up about 3 yards short of the first flag comes in. Mike Adams made the tackle. That for the moment is a gain of 11. I think you're going to get a face mask here.
As the Dallas Cowboys will tell you, you just reach for Dion Lewis. You're not sure what you're going to get. And I think it was Mike Adams who, quite by accident, grabbed that face mask, just trying to, as so many people have done, grasp at air.
Grabbing the face mask, defense number 29. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play and a first down.
We saw Dallas a week ago try and get him down around the goal line, and there was about 6 guys that missed like that.
So it would have been a 3rd down and 3, becomes a first down at the Colt 43-yard line. 10.5 to go in the half. Indianapolis up by 4. The running back is LeGarrette Blount. And a stoppage for
The question was on the enforcement of the penalty. The ball should have been moved up a half a yard.
All right, no timeout. I'm sort of with you, Bill.
So what's going on?
It's half a yard. What are we talking about? So that moves it to the 42 3/16. First down. Blount angles over the left side, takes the ball to the 38-yard line.
The Colts have basically remade this defensive line that had been run over in the past by LeGarrette Blount, and they have done a better job here tonight. Really, Zach Kerr was the only guy that was on this defensive line a year ago that came back, and he's inactive tonight. So it's the Henry Andersons and the David Perrys and the Kendall Langfords in this one.
2nd down and 6. Blount again. Blount runs through a big hole inside the 10. Chase down, too late. Touchdown, Patriots.
So much for that.
38 yards for a guy who has just killed the Colts in the last couple of seasons.
It's a play they love, bringing Shaq Mason around, and then watch Klein coming down here and getting this block. That time Blount, instead of following Shaq Mason, one of the most athletic guards they've ever had in New England, he ducked back inside, and it looked like D'Qwell Jackson just overran it a bit. There he goes again, though. It has been a nightmare for this team trying to tackle LeGarrette Blount.
The extra point is good. Blount, 5 attempts, 50 yards. TD here, back and forth we go in this one. 17-14 Patriots. New England recovers the onside kick and then cash in by going 65 yards in 4 plays. The Colts just killing, or the Patriots killing the Colts on the ground. The last 2 regular season games, 361 on the ground. Last 2 postseason games, 411 and 9 touchdowns, and a lot of that is Blount. The last 2 postseason games. And then there was a guy named Jonas Gray who last year came in here, ran for almost 200 yards, made the cover of Sports Illustrated, was late for a meeting the next week, and the next thing you know, gone. Well, he went to camp this year, but he's in Miami right now. They brought Blunt back from Pittsburgh, and Belichick just, guys go, guys come back. They adjust like no other. Brady throws, and it's a short game. Kobe Fleener. What's interesting too, Chris, is that it's been Dion Lewis who's been starting the games, like going 6 innings, and then the relief pitcher comes in, Blunt. But tonight, leave it to Belichick. Lewis hasn't carried the ball once, and then Blunt has 5 carries.
Yeah, well, history has a little something to say about that as well. When a team struggles, and yeah, they're better along that defensive line, but there is a confidence with this Patriots offensive line, especially now with the injuries that they're going through at the tackle position. Why not go back to what has worked over the years, and certainly that has been LeGarrette Blount.
2nd down and 8 from the 22-yard line. Changeup to Moncrief, and he's able to slide by Butler to pick up the 1st down. Got right by the Super Bowl hero for a gain of 13.
Man coverage from extreme off position here, just going to shoot across there, and for Butler, there was no way for him to catch up. And so what you're seeing now is a little bit of what we see the Patriots do so often. Try and get the ball out of Andrew Luck's hand and allow his playmakers to make runs after the catch.
From the 35-yard line. And exploiting that hole is Frank Gore. Into Patriot territory. Deron Harmon makes the tackle at the 47. Gain of 18.
Both guards very good here. Jack Buhort over here on the left side, and over here a double block on the part of Hugh Thornton, who came into the lineup about 3 weeks ago for the specific purpose of getting this running game going. They simply were not running the football, but Frank Gore now adding an edge with this new offensive line.
Let it roll, let it roll.
Gore 6 carries, 55 yards. And Andrew Luck, play action, clean pocket, down the sideline, jump ball incomplete. Butler is there covering. T.Y. Hilton, incomplete, 2nd and 10.
One thing Andrew Luck talked about was our receivers have to be ready for contact at the line of scrimmage. Watch Malcolm Butler come over and get contact here on T.Y. Hilton and then just scramble to catch up. Does a nice job getting his head turned around. What Belichick tells us, no question about it, Malcolm Butler right now is our best cornerback.
Well, they had Darrelle Revis. He's gone. Browner's gone. Arrington's gone. And Butler, of course, was the man who will live forever in New England lore, with the interception to seal the Super Bowl victory. That's a little bump off to Frank Gore, and right there is making the tackle at the 35-yard line is Logan Ryan. 3rd down, 3rd and 5.
Boy, did Logan Ryan have a good game a week ago against Dallas. Couple interceptions, and really has played a lot of that slot position for New England this year, which I think is one of the toughest positions in all of football. So he stepped up and done a nice job.
3rd and 6.
Stay tight. 170. Stay tight. Watch out.
Luck, he'll take off. Slides to a stop. 1st down at the 32-yard line.
The Colts were going to try and run one of these pick plays across here like that, but it ended up being a zone defense. Nice call by Matt Patricia to fool him, and so Luck really with no choice, bad shoulder and all, had to take off, and that was a good choice there. He's not afraid, is he? He is a stout, proud guy, and he wanted to play in this game.
Number 1 overall pick in 2012 in his 4th season. Rolling, buying time, dumps it off over the right side to Jack Doyle, one of his 3 tight ends. He takes the ball to the 29-yard line. That's a gain of 5. There's the 40-year-old Matt Hasselbeck, came out of his sick bed to lead them to a Thursday night win a week and a half ago against Houston.
Yeah, he was so impressive. It would be hard to describe, and you wouldn't want us to describe the week that he had leading up to that. Let's just say he left the meetings a lot that week.
White 70. 2nd down and 5 from the 29. And it's caught on the run, and that's Kobe Fleener. Played at Stanford with Luck, who picks up the 1st down.
One of the things you love about Frank Gore is his ability to block. Watch him pick up the blitzing linebacker here and just stone him. Not even a step after that. Kobe Fleener, who had such a big day this last November when they played against the Patriots here, 144 yards in that game on 7 catches, coming up with a big one there.
Emptied the backfield here. Now Gore comes back in from the slot. And Frank takes it to the right side. Patiently works his blockers well, but a flag comes in. Gain of 8. Tony Correnti with the call.
Holding, offense number 62, 10-yard penalty, repeat 1st down.
That's the center, Holmes, and it cost him an 8-yard gain.
Yeah, just as Ninkovich here was trying to go for the play, watch the arm hook around the helmet of Ninkovich and pull him to the ground. Good call.
So Colin Holmes with the penalty for 15 remaining in the half in a back and forth game. 1st down and 18 now. And Luck to the end zone, and a flag comes in. We're going to have interference here. Dorsett, the rookie, working with Devin McCourty.
They're going to call that a little bit of a force out, I would think. 1-on-1, and McCourty, of course, a safety who used to be a cornerback.
Pass interference, defense number 32. The ball be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic 1st down.
Well, that's the first foul on McCourty this year, and last year as well. He did not have a single foul, but he has one here to set up a 1st down at the 8-yard line.
McCourty's going to try and just get underneath him and work his body to push him out of bounds, but the officials watch that closely. It's tough being a defensive back in this league.
1st and goal at the 8-yard line. And Gore's going to get stuffed. And that's Jamie Collins, who's about as athletic as any defender at any position in the National Football League. Grew up in Mississippi, was a quarterback in high school, played every position, and was a track star as well.
Jamie Collins, in talking to the Colts coaching staff, they said other than J.J. Watt, there is nobody in the NFL that we have to specifically game plan more than Jamie Collins. He can do anything. He can run over your back. He can cover your back. He can blitz. He is a fantastic player that came up huge in the game against Dallas.
2nd down and goal from the 12-yard line. And Luck throws, and that's caught, and the tackle is made at the 4 on Dwayne Allen by Devin McCourty. So McCourty is able to save the touchdown, and it will be 3rd down and goal.
One of the things that the Colts are doing here is what the Patriots do so often with Gronkowski. Just wait to get that right matchup. So you bring all those tight ends in, split them out wide, find out the matchup you like best, that time against the safety McCourty. And Patricia, I would think, likes that matchup typically. They lost that one, though.
Yeah, Patricia was able to send in 5 or 6 different defenders. Jack Doyle now splits out to the right side. And on 3rd down and goal, New England is going to take a timeout. Quarterback comparison thus far tonight. Pretty close.
Two of the best. You know, it's kind of what you would expect out of this thing.
Yeah.
And it's been well played. Yeah, I know that all the stuff coming into this game, but when it got right down to it, it was 2 terrific football teams. Of course, the Colts have won 3 in a row after that slowish start. And Tom Brady, we all know about his motivation for this one.
Yeah, that was really interesting, that last sequence there, because Patricia sends 5 or 6 different defenders in, and then he sees how the Colts line up and they take the timeout. They may have had too many guys on the field to begin with. And there's Chung. He's trying to wave McCourty off. So guys come in, guys going, and they had to take the timeout to avoid the penalty. 3rd and goal now.
Yeah, ordinarily, you don't like the idea of having your quarterback with a bad shoulder run, but this is kind of one of those games that anything can happen in this one, and now they're going to go spread, so you might see Jamie Collins just spy Luck.
And Luck escapes the sack, fires over the middle, and it's T.Y. Hilton with his first touchdown of the season.
Jamie Collins was a spy on that play. Watch him follow Luck around. As soon as Luck broke out of the pocket, he had to react, and then it opened up the slot right in behind it for T.Y. Hilton. Tremendous play by Andrew Luck. Not many quarterbacks can find a receiver after making that move with Jamie Collins coming right down his throat. Tremendous, and he worked that throw around him, almost a 3/4 sidearm throw. Great play.
Hilton into the end zone for the first time this year. Vinatieri's extra point is good. Good game. Back and forth we go. 2.5 to go in the half. Colts back on top. 21-17 on Sunday Night Football. Downtown Indianapolis, Indiana.
Now the Patriots have completely changed their kickoff return team now. They're not allowing another opportunity like that.
And McAfee's kick will bound through the end zone. Well, another player involved in what's taken place over the past 9 months, Ryan Grigson, who was the man who contacted the National Football League office about the possible underinflation of footballs, which led to you know what, and 9 months of stuff. Remember, Tom Brady was initially suspended for the first 4 games of the season. That was overturned. Had that suspension, as you look at the ownership, the Kraft family of the Patriots, had the suspension not been overturned, this would have been Brady's first game back. Instead, he comes in 4-0 and a prime MVP candidate. From the 20. Brady escapes, and wide open is Amendola. And then Amendola takes it to the Indianapolis 45-yard line. Greg Toller finally lassos him after a gain of 35.
Amendola just working inside, and then once he comes back out, really the whole key to the play was Tom Brady sort of buying a little time. And as that zone defense got stretched, there were gaps that Amendola was able to take advantage of. But once again, now we hit on it a little bit earlier in the game, but the movement of Tom Brady, they're making some big plays now.
Takes us to the 2-minute warning. Colts by 4. 21-17. Patriots have it. They have 1 timeout at the disposal. The ball's at the 45-yard line. Toss back here. Dion Lewis. And he will go out of bounds at the 38.
Yeah, for Rob Gronkowski, been a little lonely out there tonight. He has seen a lot of coverage. That's the only pass thrown to him in the first half, and you can see why. Guys running underneath, guys running over the top of him. And what we've seen is these pass rushers, the Robert Mathises and the Trent Coles, who are only used to rushing the passer, are dropping underneath those quick throws that the Brady and Edelman's and all those guys love so much. And it really has caused a bit of a disruption.
2nd down and 2. And Brady throws behind Edelman. And we go to Michelle.
Well, Marcus Cannon, who started at left tackle tonight, remains questionable with a right toe injury. He had gone to the locker room. He's back out here with his shoes spatted. Had a conversation with Tom Brady. but there's really no sense that he's coming back in. He no longer is holding his helmet, Al.
Right, we see him, Michelle, and on the sideline, that's created Vollmer going to left tackle. It's created Cameron Fleming, who was activated this week, going to right tackle. And Brady now with a 3rd down and 2 at the 37-yard line. And Brady, that's caught, but not getting to the line to gain is Dion Lewis. Freeman makes the tackle, and that's going to set up a 4th and 1.
They had exactly what they wanted. They've got the star running back out here on the edge, and the ball was thrown slightly behind, but Freeman was able to catch up to that one. Really, Dion Lewis has to drive off the ball far enough to make sure he has that 1st down, and so here we go. So it's convert one, and now Brady's going to try one.
4th and 1 at the 36. The big horse Blunt is in the backfield, and Edelman spins around and then dives to pick up the 1st down. Julian Edelman, what a call by McDaniels, in motion, takes it, and then a spinorama around Walden to get the 1st down.
They did too good a job. That time both guys understood exactly what that was. Walden had it, DeQuell Jackson did it, and Julian Edelman just somehow made that work. That was dead to rights.
Ball to 34. Through the middle. Now this is exactly what New England tries to do. When they win the coin toss and they defer, 61 of the last 62 times, they defer. What Belichick loves to do is have the ball at the end of the 1st half and then get it again in the 2nd half. In effect, it's a double play. You're getting back-to-back possession. So they'll take as much time off the clock as they can here.
And nobody has made that work more than the New England Patriots have.
2nd down and 7. And they still have 1 timeout at their disposal. Right now, just about in field goal range. And Brady's throw is incomplete as Dion Lewis could not hang on. 3rd and 7. The clock down to 33 seconds.
Pretty good pressure right there in the face. I think that was Mathis working against Cameron Fleming, the replacement tackle out there. Let's see if he can start to get something going, because now instead of always dropping, we're seeing a little more pressure out of the Colts.
3rd and 7. They send Gronkowski wide right.
Fleming is going to have Mathis again.
Brady fires over the middle. Edelman makes the catch. Flag is down, however. And Edelman staying on his feet, bumped out at the 12. Clock goes to 24. Flag is in the offensive backfield.
Use the hands of the face. Offense, number 76. With a jab, knocking the head back. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
And that's Sebastian Vollmer. That takes them out of field goal range.
Remember, Sebastian Vollmer now forced to go to the left tackle position instead of his typical right tackle position. And you see the hands to the face. Maybe twice on the same play.
Ball will get spotted at the 41 of the Colts. So you'd be looking at a 59-yard field goal if they don't get another yard. Not that Gostowski couldn't do it, but I wouldn't count on it. 3rd and 17. Here's Amendola. And Amendola will put him in much better range to the 22 and pick up the 1st down as well. And Brady says, let's get up there and spike it and save the timeout, but the timeout has already been taken.
That looked like an avalanche coming at them. Watch this screen setup here as they get off to this side, and now they've got, I mean, there's 5 guys out in front of that thing. So defensively, you knew it had to be something like that. Boy, that is painful to give up one of those in that situation.
Edelman, good block ball to the 22. Look at that again. That's a convoy. Brady, meanwhile, is 14 to 23. He's already thrown for 201 yards.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised we haven't seen more screens, because the Colts keep dropping so many people into coverage, and when they do that, it's so easy to get a Dion Lewis out in space to try and get behind those big offensive linemen. I would expect to see more of that if the Colts stay zone.
Patriots out of timeouts. Clock was 17 seconds. If he uses the middle, he can still spike it. Instead, he's going to go deep and incomplete. Flag is thrown, though. Toller with Keyshawn Martin. Flag down at the 10.
They will probably call this illegal contact, but the ball was in the air when that contact occurred. So if they're calling illegal contact,
pass interference.
Yes, sir.
Defense
That's exactly
number 28.
right.
The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul and an automatic first down.
Well officiated there. Contact right out here, well beyond 5 yards, obviously. There's the contact, and the ball was in the air. Nice job by the officials, and now a big play for the Pats.
Yeah, you could see the ball in the frame. Pass interference. Now at the 7. 12 seconds. Brady to the back of the end zone. Flag down, but caught anyway. Scott Chandler. And you're going to get offensive pass interference. So the ex-Buffalo Bill was pushing off. Brady barking at the official. Back it'll come, and they'll have to settle for a field goal.
Offense number 88. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Probably not needed. Scott Chandler is 6'7", going up against Toller. There's some bumping. Yep. You can see kind of had his hand on the face mask there and just sort of kept him from jumping himself right there. There was plenty of contact all the way through this play. This game is starting to shape up almost exactly how we thought it might.
A lot of people thought it might be like 24-0 at the half. Instead, it's probably going to be a 1-point game. This is a 35-yard field goal for Stephen Gostkowski. And so Belichick will try to do it again in the first half with a possession and a score, and then get the ball again. We talked about the fact he always defers when he wins the coin toss. Double whammy. They've done it 14 times since 09, scoring on the final possession of the half and again after receiving the second half kickoff. The only time he ever took the ball was on a rainy day in Cincinnati a few years ago. Apart from that, we defer, and it's worked brilliantly.
You know what was the biggest play of this half, with all those big plays in the half, is the fact that Dante Moncrief, who probably did recover that onside kick, was not awarded the ball because you didn't have the conclusive look at it. But you can imagine if they had recovered that, what this half might have looked like. Really an excellent half by the Colts. As you said, there were a lot of people with the way the Patriots have been playing this year that thought this one was going to be a blowout. The Indianapolis Colts have matched any emotion that the Patriots brought into this house.
Yeah. Patriots big favorites, big road favorites coming into the game. It's a 1-point game. And this will be a touchback, so one more probable kneel down from the 20-yard line. The teams will go to the locker room.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
It's been a really good game. Really good game. You know, and for Andrew Luck, he had such a tough start, but they were against two really tough defenses that he started this season, against the Jets and the Bills, and really never got it going until the fourth quarter against Tennessee.
And so a back and forth first half, teams exchanging the leads. Brady still arguing that call with a side judge. Pass at the second half kickoff. Halftime 21-20 as the second half begins, and it was 14-10 Indianapolis, 17-14 New England. Indy took the lead by 4. and then it's 1 at the half. Quarterbacks, Chris.
Two great quarterbacks, and they put on a show right away. This 4th down throw, huge to get the Colts out of the gate, and then Tom Brady showing off a little bit of his mobility. He really created some nice offense. The 1 turnover the first half, completely not Brady's fault. Edelman just unable to hold on to that one. And now watch the spy of Jamie Collins underneath. And Andrew Luck keeps his eyes up the field and zips one in. Tremendous first half, great quarterback play.
New England with the ball to start the 3rd quarter. Brady, very clean pocket. And they start with a first down here. Danny Amendola. That's a gain of 11 yards.
The one thing you just don't see a lot of is to see these guys dropping their pass rushers underneath in coverage. But they're trying to take away all those in cuts that the New England Patriots beat everybody with. So they're trying to have somebody inside and sort of inviting that to the outside now. And maybe Brady has found something here to start it early.
The running back is Blunt. Play fake, avoids the sack, fires, caught. Scott Chandler over the middle. Chandler, who was whistled for the pass interference, the offensive pass interference that cost himself a touchdown at the end of the half, gain of 25.
Pressure is going to come around the edge one more time. Watch how calmly Brady steps up, gets underneath Trent Cole, and makes yet another play. We have seen Tom Brady, and one of the differences in this game so far for him on offense is his extending plays within the pocket and able to find guys down the field.
And one of the things that he worked on, he told us in the offseason, he finds something every year to work on. 16 years, and that's what he concentrated on in the offseason this year. LeGarrette Blount, gain of 1.
Yeah, so many times the Patriots want to pull those guards out in front of plays, but if they get tripped up, they can just stymie the running back trying to make a move. That time as Jackson came across, he got pushed in the backfield.
Second down and 9. Again, no Cannon in the game, the left tackle. You got Vollmer and Fleming as your 2 tackles. And this is Lewis taking it to the 40-yard line, only his 2nd carry of the night.
But once again, for the Patriots, once they get in this 3rd and 5 range, it's when they feel comfortable. So when you get those 3rd down runs, you see opportunity now for Tom Brady.
Third down and 6. Brady goes to the right side, and finally it's Gronkowski. So a very quick look to the left, and then Gronkowski makes his first catch of the night.
Dwight Lowry is the guy that they thought was the best option for them to cover Gronkowski. He's a former cornerback, and yet he's a big, strong guy, about 215 pounds. And you see him playing off. Most teams feel like that if you go up and bump and run Gronkowski, it is to his advantage. So they're playing off of him and trying to react up.
Play clock at 1 as Brady gets the snap, and he fires, crossing over the middle. Lewis, gain of about 5. We go to Michelle.
Well, Colts safety Mike Adams is not on the field, questionable with a hamstring injury. He had that interception of Tom Brady in the first half. He is on the sideline, a towel around his neck, just looking very frustrated, wishing he were out there, Al.
That's a big loss, Michelle. Colt Anderson is a great special teams guy. Anderson is in the game now in Adams' spot. 2nd down and 5 at the 25-yard line. Fake to Blunt. Over the middle, you couldn't hold him down much longer. Gronkowski for the touchdown. Sooner or later.
I can't even tell you what happened on that coverage. Completely blown. There's nobody in here. I don't know if DeQuell Jackson was supposed to drop underneath that, but had absolutely no chance to Dwight Lowry. Just blown. That's just a blown coverage.
So Gronkowski shut out until then. Adams out of the game. We mentioned that. Lost there. Key guy in the secondary. Gronkowski catches his first 2 passes of the game. And again, the Patriots pull off that scoring at the end of the first half and scoring to begin the second half. Back-to-back possessions. Extra point by Gostowski is good. And about 4 minutes into the third quarter, another lead change. This time it's the Patriots on top by 6. Touchback here. Let's go to Michelle.
I talked to Chuck Pagano at halftime. He likes what Andrew Luck's done, saying he's done pretty good, darn good for a guy who hasn't played for a couple of weeks. But as if he knew that the Patriots could come out and score quickly, he said, we have been here before with the Patriots. This time we have to finish. Now, an update on Marcus Cannon, the left tackle for the Patriots. He's been downgraded to out with that left toe injury, Al, that had him questionable in the first half.
All right, thank you, Michelle. So it'll still be Vollmer and Fleming. And the Patriots are used to it. Mixing and matching and pasting and gluing from the 20-yard line. Bucks' first play is knocked away at the line of scrimmage. It's Jamie Collins with the batted ball, 2nd down and 10.
Jamie Collins is just so nimble. So many times his change of direction almost looks like the way a cornerback would do it. Just reading the eyes of Andrew Luck and knocking that one away. I will say, though, that the one guy in this Colts offense that had a really nice first half was Anthony Costanzo playing against Chandler Jones. That's a tough matchup, and he's handled it well.
And Luck slings one to the outside, but it's a bouncing ball intended for Hilton.
Here's a little look at that matchup. Anthony Costanzo and Chandler Jones, who is probably their best pure pass rusher on the team, and those two guys have been going at it. Costanzo's gotten a nice hefty raise for doing exactly what you're seeing on the screen. And really, for the most part, Andrew Luck has been pretty comfortable tonight. His backs have done a nice job blocking, and when he has gotten some pressure, he's escaped and made some nice plays out of it.
You know, the offensive lineman's having a good night when you can't remember calling the name of the guy he's playing against. 3rd down and 10, and that's caught by Moncrief, and he's out of bounds, though, at the 28-yard line. Malcolm Butler made sure he went no farther, and that's going to bring in the punting group.
Well, pressure on Andrew Luck, and he had to get it out of there. That time he got hit right in the chops as he let that one go.
Pat McAfee to punt. Julian Edelman got a touchdown. Dislocated his finger, at least it looked like a dislocation. Was involved in 3 drops in the first half, but back to accept this punt. Falls for the fair catch at the last moment and then has to dive for it at the 28-yard line, and he says he was contacted, but he dove for it. Update on some of the numbers. The Colts doing a better job against New England on the ground, but they've given up 273 through the air. So 342 already for New England, up by 6. Patriots have the ball at their own 26.
Dwight Lowry out there one-on-one on Gronk again, and I think Brady just looked at him.
And Adams is out, so you got Colt Anderson, and there's Gronkowski again. And Colt Anderson comes in at the end, and the ball is taken, but they're going to say the play was over.
Rolling on the field as the receiver was down by contact, 1st down.
Ooh, I'm not so sure about this one.
Colt Anderson came in to make the hit after Lowry was there with him. Gronkowski makes another catch again. Elbow down. Ball out.
Is the ball moving before? Nope, it's a good call. Ball came out after.
Patriots making sure there is no challenge on that. Run a play right away with Dion Lewis picking up 3 out to the 44.
Here's one of those rookies we're talking about, Henry Anderson, inside playing off that double team. He has made a lot of plays in the backfield for this Colts defense so far this season.
2nd and 7 at the Patriot 44. And that's knocked away and incomplete. Trent Cole got in there to swat it, intended for Dion Lewis. It'll be 3rd and 7.
And here is what Greg Minuski, the defensive coordinator for the Colts, has been waiting for. One of these 3rd and 7 plus, and now whatever is his best blitz, coverage, whatever it is, this is his moment, and his defense needs to get off the field. You can't let this juggernaut keep rolling along.
Crowd knows it too. They stand as 1 on 3rd down and 7. And Brady fires, and that's incomplete. Chandler looks for a flag, doesn't get one. Toller with very good coverage. 4th down.
Sometimes you just have to win one-on-one. That's all there is to it. Reaches around, knocks that ball out. A little contact. But I think the hand hit the ball before it really hit one of the arms. Good play.
New England's first punt of the night. Ryan Allen. Griff Whalen is back to receive it. And it's a bad kick off the side of his foot. It squirts out of bounds up around the 24-yard line. So the Colt D does its job. Offense takes over, down by 6, 3rd quarter. These guys will be lifers. Dick LeBeau, 57 seasons on the field as a coach or a player, now with the Titans. Dick Hoke, so many years with the Steelers, 45 years. Charlie Joyner, great player, a coach as well, 44 years. Of course, Don Shula spent 43 seasons coaching or playing. Bill Belichick did not play in the National Football League, 41 years in coaching, and he hasn't missed any of them since he started under Ted Marchibroda in Baltimore.
170
from the 24. Colts begin this drive with a run here. Frank Gore through the middle. Gain of 11, and a flag is down. Parenti.
Holding, offense number 74. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 1st down.
So we're talking to Belichick last night. Penalty on Costanzo. We asked him about, did you ever need a break or walk away? And he coached the Browns, head coach, before Cleveland moved to Baltimore. And he said at that point in 1996, I sort of did, but Bill Parcells was coaching New England. He brought me in to help him on the defensive side, obviously. That's when Bob Kraft got to know Belichick. That one year, then Belichick goes with Parcells to the Jets. And, of course, Bill winds up, after turning down the Jets job, having it for a day with New England.
Yeah, I think he was actually excited not to be a coordinator or a head coach and got a chance to take a breath almost.
Right. To the 22-yard line. He started with the Colts as an assistant. There's some of the Baltimore Colts coaching staff. There he is with Ted Marchibroda. He made $25 a week.
22 after taxes, he told us.
Today would be about 8. Can I tell you? 2nd down and 12 at the 22-yard line. Got to be a rascal once in a while.
Every once in a while. No shortage from here.
Right. 2nd and 12 from the 22-yard line. And that's caught outside the 40-yard line by T.Y. Hilton for a 1st down. So they overcome the holding call. 1st down, halfway through the quarter now.
There we go. But watch Chandler Jones drop underneath this. almost went right through his hands. Jones dropped an interception last week, and I thought this one might have been picked off. It sort of just went right between his hands.
170! From the 42, Ahmad Bradshaw now in the game at running back. And Luck is looking for Bradshaw as the ultimate safety valve. And he gets the ball to the 50, and a flag is down on the other side of the field, away from the play.
Illegal contact, defense number 23. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Who me, says Patrick Chung.
Let's go back to that previous play here, and Chandler Jones, watch as he drops underneath this. See if he gets a hand on this. I think he did. You can see the way that the ball started wobbling. Nice job by T.Y. Hilton in traffic. Stay focused and make that catch. A lot of zone defense out here tonight. I really didn't expect it. I thought they were going to try and take away T.Y. Hilton, but maybe the respect of the other receivers this year has changed the plan.
So first down. But isn't that the Patriots and the Patriot way? Whatever you expect, you don't get. You don't expect, you get it.
Yeah, and really the two things that they had to do differently this year, they had to improve their defensive line play, talking about the Colts, to try and match up with this football team, and they had to get better at the wide receiver position because they were able to take away T.Y. Hilton, so they draft Philip Dorsett, they signed Andre Johnson, and now they're getting a more balanced look from Matt Patricia.
Hey, boss! Watch, I'm with you. Even!
Gore sets up left outside, empty backfield for Luck. Slides to his left, deep downfield, and incomplete. Looked like Andre Johnson had a chance to make the catch. Couldn't hold on. 3rd down and 9.
Ball just a little bit behind, all the way inside, going to go across here, and you'll see Andre Johnson slow down just a bit to give Logan Ryan a chance to get back in there. Well done by Logan Ryan, who continues his hot play off of last week.
And Johnson caught one ball on the opening drive and none since.
I'll tell you, they've got the speedster in there now. Philip Dorsett, number 15. Can absolutely fly.
He was their #1 draft choice. Played at Miami. Deep drop, look out, sacked. Went all the way back on the deep drop. Easley and Jones converge for the sack, and that'll make it 4th down and a mile.
Dominic Easley, with this quick first step of his, is so tough for centers who have to snap that ball. Look at how they've spread that out. They tried to fan out, but it left the centered Khaled Holmes one-on-one, and that time Easley was just too much. Every week you see a little bit something better out of Dominic Easley with that first step and his quickness.
McAfee with his 4th punt. He has averaged 48 per boot. A mile high, compelling a fair catch at the 10-yard line by Danny Amendola. 52-yard kick, 5 minutes to go in the quarter. Pats by 6. Brady. And that's incomplete. Trying to check it off underneath, trying to get it to James White. First time he's been in tonight. Toller with the coverage.
Nice job out here. You're going to have this out cut again that they hit earlier in the game, but that was that trap coverage. Vontae Davis rolled off of his guy. Brady took a look and then stepped out of it. Sometimes as quarterbacks, the throws you don't make are the best.
LeGarrette Blount in the backfield. Brady fires over the middle too high. Pass intended there for Keyshawn Martin. That makes it 3rd down and 10.
Good pressure right up here by the new guy, T.Y. McGill, the rookie. He got off and got in Brady's face, which forced that high throw.
Crowd again. Rising is 1. 3rd down and 10. Set up a slip screen. Danny Amendola, but he'll get stuck after a gain of 7 by Colt Anderson, taking the spot of the shaken up Mike Adams, who is out, so it's 4th down.
What a huge tackle on this one. I think he's right here. Watch Colt Anderson come up and make this play. It looked like Amendola, the punt returner who always makes people miss, was going to end up with a 1st down there, and that was a very special tackle by Colt Anderson.
Brian Allen's second punt, his first, was off the side of his foot and went only 32 yards. With Whalen back to return it. This is a far superior kick. Whalen, but a flag is thrown, so anytime you kind of come around the corner like that, you know what it's going to be. It's going to be against the receiving team.
Winston Guy just could not help himself.
Nope.
Just could not help himself. Flying down the field, clearly behind his man, and just pushed him right in the back.
That was a 56-yard kick. Right there with some added yardage. And Tony Correnti gives us the call.
Of course, nobody blocks Matthew Slater, one of the great special teams players in this league.
During the return of the kick, illegal block in the back, receiving team number 27. 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
So 3:56 left in the 3rd quarter. Patriots up 27-21. This drive starts at the 19-yard line. With a nice little slip move by Gore for a gain of 6. We go to Michelle.
Well, Patriots defensive end Jabal Sheard Al is questionable with an ankle injury. We saw trainers examining his right ankle in the 1st half. He's on the sideline, no helmet, and a pretty heavy tape job under that right sock, Al.
Yep. And he, Michelle, has been a significant addition. They picked him up in the offseason from the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, leads his team in sacks and has proven what he can do inside, something he really didn't do with the Browns.
2nd down and 4. Gore again. Frank gets 5. 1st down up at the 30-yard line.
I'll tell you, Al, since they made the switch on this offensive line, it has just been a huge difference. They took Jack Muhart from right tackle and moved him back in. Guy right here is going to make the block. And then they brought back Hugh Thornton to play the right guard position, but Joe Wright's at right tackle. We saw him last week against J.J. Watt. Now, yes, he had a lot of help and all of that, but he solidified that right tackle position that they used to have to leave a tight end on that side in order to pass protect. No more with Wright's there.
And they paved the way for Gore to gain 72 yards and add 7 more up to the 37-yard line. So Frank has now picked up 79 on 13 carries.
And we're starting to see now the Patriots react a little bit to that running game by bringing some of the safeties down a notch and forcing him to get involved. Because remember, one time in Andrew Luck's career is he had a 100-yard rusher, and so the Patriots aren't used to seeing this out of them.
2nd and 4. A little over 2 minutes to play in the 3rd. Ahmad Bradshaw. And he will get stuffed just past the line of scrimmage. First 2 games, that offensive line, Chris was talking about it, those were your starters. Todd Harriman's coming over from Philadelphia. They struggled, made the change at guard, moved Muhart over to left guard, Thornton to right guard, Wrights to right tackle. That was the big problem with Indy last year, Chris. Both lines, the offensive line and the defensive line.
They are better, but they need to finish a game like this against the Patriots. They have to stay on the field here with this 3rd down.
3rd and 3. And Luck protected well, but the secondary does its work, and then the pass is too high. Dante Moncrief was surrounded by a passel of white shirts, and it's 4th down.
He had it, just let it sail on him. You see Jamie Collins drift this way, and it's going to allow Luck, once he scrambles, to throw it in behind. Would have been a big first down. You just wonder sometimes with that shoulder, and you're not able to practice all those throws.
Yeah. Now we've got, on a 4th down and 3, you got Griff Whalen ready to take the snap. He'll snap it. Actually, Colt Anderson is behind him. And what in the world? Flag is down. You tell me.
I thought maybe they were going to try and get him to jump off sides.
Illegal formation. The whole right side of the line was not on the line of scrimmage. Offense. This penalty is declined. The result of the play is first down for New England.
There is absolutely no way possible that they should have snapped that ball and tried to sneak it. There were 3, 4, 5 guys around 2 players. That was insane. I mean, you got a guy on either side of him. What are you doing here? I mean, they don't even try to run a play. We've seen a lot of bizarre stuff. I've never seen anything more bizarre than that. What was the plan?
I don't know. I mean, completely nuts. At the 35 now, they have a short field, a 6-point lead, and then they have a first down at the 23-yard line. LeGarrette Blount, I mean, nobody had any idea what was going on.
It had to be a complete screw-up. I mean, it's the only explanation. You don't snap the ball with all these guys. Look at all these guys. That's 5 on 2.
And they didn't have enough guys on the line. You have to have at least 7 players on the line, so they were fanned out on the right side. And this is LeGarrette Blount. We're in the final minute of the 3rd quarter.
And I tell you the other thing, it's not fair to your defense. You know, you get up there and in plays like that, they're looking around, and I think Griff Whalen just said, why the heck did you snap me the ball? Colt, I didn't want that thing.
Well, it was Anderson who played the quarterback role. Whalen was the snapper. Nobody was on the line. Not enough guys were on the line.
Oh, boy.
Well, just when you think you've seen it all. But that could be disaster at the end of the night. 27-21, end of 3. And Sunday Night Football, as wacky as it is, back after this. Just when you think you've seen everything, Tom McMahon is the special teams coordinator. So obviously that's a play that you practice, but clearly they didn't want him to snap it. Watch Chuck's lips. Why'd you snap it, he says.
We don't know.
2nd down and 9. And now LeGarrette Blount will take the ball to the 20-yard line, setting up a 3rd down and 6. Hamina. I mean,
Hamina is exactly right. I mean, it just sometimes the coaches will say, all right, let's go out there. If you get this look, go ahead and snap the ball. If there's just one guy, snap the ball, block him. But then if you don't get that look, you can't snap the ball.
And topped off by if you were going to snap it to begin with, you don't have the right number of guys on the line, so you'd have been flagged for illegal formation, which they were. 3rd and 6. Cutting to the outside, Lewis, and he's able to find enough space to pick up the first down at the 13-yard line.
Well, it is so nice to have a guy on your team so that Tom Brady doesn't always have to throw the ball in that situation. Josh McDaniels over calling the plays. It was interesting hearing Tom talk about Josh McDaniels and how he wakes up at 3 o'clock in the morning on Saturday morning to finalize the game plan. So when Tom comes in, he's nice and rested and can just ease his way through it.
Edelman makes the catch on the outside and gets wrestled down by Toller after a short game.
You know, sometimes you get that look coming off the field. We've had it several times when I played. And as an offense, when you make a screw up or you do something dumb or you have a special teams play like that, and that defense that's been fighting their tails off all night and getting the ball back to you here in the second half and all those things, they just look at you like you said something horrible about their family. What was that?
Yeah. And that could take the air out of the room, too, if the Patriots wind up in the end zone. 2nd and 8. Brady. Long time, open, caught, touchdown, LeGarrette Blount. So the trickery and deceit that went nowhere winds up on the other side as a New England touchdown and a 2-possession lead.
I think I'm watching Aaron Rodgers tonight. Watch Brady step up, draw the pressure to him, now loop out and around. His ability to create big plays tonight when he's been under pressure and when he's been forced out of the pocket has been something we simply did not see out of Tom Brady a year ago. He focused on it, and he is delivering on promises right now.
LeGarrette Blount in his career has 29 rushing touchdowns. That is his first receiving TD. Gostowski adds the extra point, and all of a sudden, a very tight back and forth game has a 13-point differential. Go figure. 12:48 to play in regulation. From the 20, Indy begins this drive with Luck throwing into a lot of traffic. Moncrief is the intended target.
Jamie Collins, I think, scared him to death. He threw it inside, and Jamie Collins right here is going to be sitting right there in the space. And as Moncrief came over there, he looked at it and just sort of collapsed. Said, I think I'll live this. Another shot right there. Nice job of getting T.Y. Hilton on the ground as well by the rookie Justin Coleman.
2nd and 10. Bradshaw the back. And Luck is going to get sacked at the 16, but there's a flag down. Chandler Jones, Silver Salinga were both there.
And this was part of the problem.
Holding offense number 76. This penalty has been declined. Result of the play, 3rd down.
It's Joe Wright. Make it 3rd down and 14.
One of the things that Pep Hamilton was talking about was I have to call plays that get the ball out of Andrew Luck's hands. And now that they're down, he is reverting back to a little bit of what we saw early in the season. When it's not there, he wants to hold it and make a play, not throw it away. And sometimes there are plays you have to give up on because it can lead to holding calls like that.
3rd and 14. Luck throws, and it's caught. Flag down, though. T.Y. Hilton. A momentary first down, pending the call.
Holding offense number 74. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
Anthony Costanzo, a killer.
There's the matchup we've been talking about on the outside. A little tug of the jersey and a little help from Chandler Jones on the call, but that is a monster because that was a great play by T.Y. Hilton there. And this holding stuff really hurt the Colts early on. I'll bet you Frank Gore had 150 yards of runs called back in the first few games of the year. Every time they take off and get a 10-yard or 15-yard run, holding, here it came back, and that led to the change with the offensive line. And now it gets really tough.
There's 9 penalties tonight against the Colts. 3rd and 22. They rush 3. Caught at the 10. Moncrief No room there. Out of bounds at the 14, and now they're forced to punt, down by 13 points and punting from deep in their own territory.
I'll tell you, Matt Patricia's defense has done an excellent job this second half. After a bit of a struggle in the first half, they have come out here in the second half and delivered on every single series. And then, of course, the big game changer, yeah, when you do the old fake punt, whatever that thing was, and this game now is starting to look a little like what some of those experts were saying about it.
McAfee's punt. Boy, he kicks him a mile high. Fielded at the 31-yard line by Edelman. Flag is thrown. Edelman brings it back to the 44-yard line. 55-yard boot. 11-yard run back. And the call upcoming.
During the return of the kick, illegal block in the back. Receiving team number 36. 10-yard penalty, first down.
11:24 left in regulation. Patriots trying to go to 5-0.
As if Tom Brady needed something else in his repertoire. Tonight, it has been the movement skills of Tom Brady that has made the difference. Good initial pocket, step up and throw, touchdown pass. Good initial pocket, step up and lob one over top of DeQuell Jackson. Big play. Now here's the one, scramble right, eyes down the field. Touchdown pass, why not?
Now with a 13-point lead, he begins this drive with a run by Blunt for a gain of 8 yards.
Yeah, now you get the ball to the closer here, right? And that play is something that the New England Patriots just love. They love being able to get these guards out in front of the play. And you don't know defensively, is he going to cut up inside of Shaq Mason, the most athletic guard that Josh McDaniels says he's ever coached, or are they going to pop it to the outside? I've seen him create big plays with both with that particular play.
2nd and 2. Blunt again. Close to a first. Blunt is the closer normally, but he's been the opener and the closer tonight. In the past, in the 4 games, Dion Lewis has done the heavy lifting until midway, maybe through the 3rd quarter. Then Blunt comes in to put down the hammer. But tonight, and again, it's what the Patriots do. They go against the grain so much. Blunt's carried 12 times and Lewis only 4.
In the 2 playoff games, 148 yards, 166 yards, and 7 touchdowns by LeGarrette Blunt. That's about all you need to know. And now they've got Shaq Mason in the backfield as a fullback.
3rd and 1. And Brady's going to try to sneak it.
Not where they're marking it. He didn't make it.
Looks to be just a little short. And they're going to call for the change to come in. With our naked eye, we think they are 3 links short.
Well, that time the Colts had somebody on either side of the center, so they were able to be a little bit stouter on that quarterback sneak. And I thought held him short.
So here comes the measurement. And there you see it. A couple of inches shy. 4th down, and they're not going to do any favors for the Colts and give them a potential short field. They'll boot it away.
Not very often do you see Tom Brady, after a quarterback sneak on 3rd and short, walking off the field.
He's converted on those 3rd and 4th and 1 sneaks about 85 to 90% of the time. And Ryan Allen. Fair catch call for made at the 16-yard line by Whalen. 9.5 left in the 4th. 34-21, New England. pick. Harmon got a hand on it. McCourty almost came down with it. Incomplete, 2nd down and 10.
Tron Harmon coming right out of the middle of the field here, and then just reading the quarterback's eyes. He has really helped this defense a lot this year. A couple of interceptions already, but he is that center fielder that can go sideline to sideline, make plays like that, and really has allowed Devin McCourty to become much more of a role player in the defense and take on a lot of different responsibilities.
2nd and 10. Luck fires up to the 22-yard line. That is Kobe Fleener making the catch. Of course, every 3rd down now becomes very important. 3rd and 3. Cincy unbeaten, won at Buffalo today. Denver pulls out an overtime win. Green Bay knocks off San Diego despite 500 passing yards from Phillip Rivers. Carolina won, and New England trying to go to 5-0 tonight. And the Lions won today, so there are no more winless teams as they knocked off the Bears in OT. 3rd down and 3. And that's caught. Nice catch there by Andre Johnson to keep the drive alive.
Boy, that throw had to be right there from Andrew Luck. Pretty good coverage on the outside coming right at you here. Just enough to where Logan Ryan couldn't reach out and make that play. Well, they needed a drive starter, didn't they? Just need something to get them going here. They haven't had a big play in a while.
Sure didn't need any punt from deep in their own territory at a point when if New England gets the ball back, they can really start to milk the clock. Luck throws, and his receiver fell down as T.Y. Hilton dropped to the ground. There's a flag.
Well, Joe Wrights, who has been playing very well. Now, the deeper into this game we go, the more holding we get.
Offense, number 76. 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 1st down.
Joe Wrights.
There he is right out here. Yeah. Ninkovich got inside of him and got his back turned and sort of pulled him towards him a little bit. You know, they started off so well, Al, with those quick releases. They were hitting. They had like 6 or 7 different receivers involved. Boom, boom, boom. And they've kind of gotten away from that a little bit here. Some of those tight ends could be really valuable to you here.
And a perfect first drive of the night. What's up, Phil? And now it's caught up at the 30-yard line, so they get a good chunk of the 1st and 20 back. It's Philip Dorsett, their #1 pick out of the University of Miami, as fast as they come, makes the catch. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Yeah, 4.33 guy, and at the combine, I think 3rd fastest at that combine. And so you get him out there with the lead, people are going to give him a little extra room, and some of those opportunities will be available.
Flank him by himself to the left. They go 3 by 1 to the right side. And on a 2nd and 7. Luck fires over the middle, tipped, and that's incomplete. A little high, intended for Andre Johnson. 3rd down and 7.
One of the reasons some of those quick passes haven't been there is number 91, Jamie Collins, right here. Watch what happens as these crossers come across the field. He's going to give Kobe Fleener a shot, and so that means that basically Andrew Luck has to try and find number 2. He has missed a few high in this game. Don't know if that is shoulder related or not.
3rd and 7. And Luck under pressure. Down he goes. Chandler Jones at the 20-yard line. Chandler Jones gets the sack. It's a 10-yard sack. He has 2.5 tonight, and it's 4th and 17.
On the outside, T.Y. Hilton unable to get off the ball. There's the pressure right at the line of scrimmage. And once that happens, basically the quarterback just has to get off of you. There is no time. And so you get pressure, jamming guys at the line of scrimmage, and it holds up those guys just long enough for the pressure to get there.
McAfee bounces at the 42, bounces into the Colts bench at about the 39-yard line with 6.5 to go in the fourth. Patriots offense 183 in their first 5 games, breaking the record set by the 07 Patriots, a record that's since been broken, 182. Of course, the 07 team was the team that went 16-0 and went into the Super Bowl with a chance for a perfect season and lost to the New York Giants. Hello, David Tyree. LeGarrette Blount for a gain of couple up to the 44-yard line.
You know, but for that sort of accidental pick 6 that Tom Brady threw that went off the hands of Julian Edelman, this has been a little one-sided. That play sort of kept the Colts in it in the first half, and now we're back to that methodical, here comes LeGarrette Blount game as they milk the clock.
Yeah, the Patriots with 414 total yards to Indy's 268. Second and 7. That's knocked away, and diving for it, Trent Cole unable to make the pick, but it's 3rd down and 7.
Well, there he is again. You're going to see Henry Anderson jumping up and knocking another one down. He has been a tremendous asset on this football team. Excellent big plays against the run, occasional plays against the pass. Quite a find for a 3rd-round draft pick. David Perry's not bad inside either.
3rd and 7. Here they come. And the sack all the way around the corner came Dwight Lowry, unimpeded.
All the way around, as Al Michaels described it, and then there's going to be a little jam on Gronkowski right over the ball to make Tom Brady pull it down long enough for Lowry to get there. So once again, the Colts defense makes a play and gives the offense one more chance, but these holding calls have just been killing them.
Another flag here on a 4th and 14, flag before the snap.
False start, offense, number 36, 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
And that'll make it 4th and 19.
You know, Al, there aren't many coaches really that make better adjustments, and Belichick always plays them down. But think of last week, the Cowboys come out, they have 5 sacks in the first half. It looks like, oh my gosh, they can't protect Tom Brady. Come out the second half, no problem whatsoever. Struggling a bit defensively tonight in the first half. A couple of adjustments at halftime, and there you go.
Good deep angled punt, fielded at the 12, and Whalen will get taken to the turf up at the 15-yard line by Brandon King. 57-yard boot, a little over 5 to play. Colts down by 13.
This is Sunday night.
Well, Bill Belichick, as usual, making the right adjustments. The 2 quarterbacks, each in number 12, but it's been Brady that has had the Colts number through the years. Up by 13 tonight. This drive begins with a juggling catch made by Andre Johnson. 1st down up at the 30-yard line. Well, you go back to all those great Manning-Brady duels. Remember, Peyton lost his first 6 matchups with Tom. Andrew Luck has lost his first 4. Trying to get off that schneid tonight. Until he does. And that is caught by the rookie Dorsett for a 1st down.
We have seen this offense explode before, and it would not surprise me at all now with a bit of a hurry up here. Remember, they went into Tennessee in the 4th quarter. They were down 27-14. I think scored 3 touchdowns, and that was when Andrew Luck hurt his shoulder during that 4th quarter. So they're certainly capable of mounting a comeback here.
Yeah, they were on the verge of going 0-3. And now Luck will throw, and that's too high. And then Butler pops Dorsett right in front of the bench. No flag, 2nd and 10.
He's just had a couple sail on him today. You know, it's not typical to see him miss high the way that he's missing with some of these balls tonight. That was an opportunity to keep that string of nice plays rolling.
Well, you see Hassel back there. You see the numbers for the Colts. Excellent in the first half and nary a point here in the second half. Throw into traffic, and it is incomplete. Moncrief was out of bounds. Butler covering on the play. It'll be 3rd down.
That was a little much to ask. That was pure double coverage with their best corner and Malcolm Butler with high-low coverage underneath him. I'll tell you, he almost pulled it out of there, didn't he?
3rd and 10.
You almost have to consider this 4-down territory, don't you?
I would. Yep. And what? He's going to take off. He's going to get the 1st down and a whole lot more. Tackled at the 28-yard line on a 3rd down and 10. Luck for a 25-yard gain.
Anytime you have what's called this 2-man coverage where you have an underneath coverage for all those receivers and they're running with their back to the quarterback, you see it almost every veteran quarterback knows to pull that one down and take off.
Without a huddle now. Luck nearly sacked again. This time the pass is low and incomplete, intended for Kobe Fleener.
I tell you, it is not easy to get off the ball if you are a tight end playing against the Patriots. They sacrifice rushing the passer to make sure those tight ends take shots every time they're taken off down the field. Of course, the tight end's such a big part of this offense. Kobe Fleener and Dwayne Allen both had 8 touchdowns for this team a season ago.
2nd and 10. Three-man rush. And incomplete. Malcolm Butler, who seems to be everywhere, intended for Whalen. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
Can't play it a whole lot better than that. Watch right here. You'll see Butler basically run this route for Griff Whalen. Almost came down with it. Of course, we'll all remember the Super Bowl, the unbelievable play, but I'll tell you how much respect Bill Belichick has for this guy. He put him on Antonio Brown by himself in the opener. Ordinarily, we think, all right, Belichick always double teams the best player on the other team. In that game, he said, go get him, Malcolm.
3rd and 10.
Oh, he missed somebody wide open.
Man, oh man.
Fleener was wide open.
Threw it for Dorsett. 4th down and 10. And obviously they'll go for it with 3.5 to play.
Had an easy 1st down and just did not see it. Going to do the old crossing route. Here he comes across the field, and there is nobody on that half of the field. He would have walked for the 1st down at least. And really, his receiver stopped going the other way.
4th and 10. And New England's going to take a timeout.
This is their first. A 30-second timeout.
Well, it was a 6-point game when the Colts tried this. Inexplicable, unexplainable. Of course, when Pagano said, what'd you snap it for? It told you about all you needed to know.
I'll tell you what was interesting talking with Bill Belichick about his dad and all the college coaches that he used to hang around with. And as an offshoot of that, Bill got to hang around with those guys. He said in the NFL, basically you played a 4-3 defense, everybody lined up, and here it was. And all these college guys all had different plans to speak of. So he got used to seeing all that crazy stuff.
4th and 10. Can he keep it alive? No, he cannot. The pass intended for T.Y. Hilton, incomplete. So New England will get the ball. Colts will be compelled to use their timeouts on defense and just hope to get the ball back as quickly as they can.
Yeah, just too many throws tonight, just high. And that's certainly one that maybe T.Y. Hilton had a chance to catch, as well as he jumps. Won't know. He won't tell you. You'll never know. He's one of those warrior kind of guys, but just wonder if that shoulder bothered him just enough tonight for him to miss. I can think of 4 or 5 during the course of this evening. It just missed high.
Well, started out sharp, but then gradually the accuracy diminished, and now the Patriots can use the clock and Blunt take the ball up to the 34-yard line. And Indy will take a timeout. So the New England Patriots right now, you know, it's too early to start talking about an undefeated season. But let's start talking about it. They're going to go to 5-0. They've got their next 3 games and 4 out of 5 at home. I mean, how would you match this team up right now with the 07 unit?
Oh, I don't think they're quite as explosive as that team that had Randy Moss, and of course the ability to hit all those big plays. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was the 50 touchdown passes or whatever that year for Tom Brady. And they just had the ability to scare you in so many different directions. I even brought it up to Tom a little bit last night. He said, you know, not yet. That's not the same sort of. He really thinks that 07 team was the best team in the history of football, not just the history of the Patriots. And he had a pretty strong argument until that final game against the Giants.
Mm-hmm. Giants almost knocked them off in the last regular season game that year. And of course, we all know what took place.
Delay game, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
It took place in Arizona, the delay of the game here. So Bill Belichick, who's been the coach of this team since 2000. Talked to him last night too. What about life after football? He made an interesting, but he said, hey, you know, I got a life away from this. He does. He loves music and plays golf. He's a good golfer. He's got a few other things going on. Bob Kraft with Jonathan off his left shoulder, who is the heir apparent to running this team.
They're second.
Now we have New England taking
30-second timeout.
a timeout. 2nd and 9. Now you've got Lombardi, who won 5 titles. 2 of those were Super Bowls when the Super Bowl began. 66. Chuck Noll won 4 with Pittsburgh, all in the 70s. Belichick has now been to 6 as a head coach and won 4. Also been to a couple as an assistant coach. Remember, he was with the Giants back in '90 when they beat the Buffalo Bills in Tampa in the game that Scott Norwood had a chance to win at the end, but was wide right. I'm sure Scott is thanking me profusely for bringing that one up again. LeGarrette Blount. Another timeout here. So we mentioned Deflategate like 4 times in a row just to get that out of the way earlier.
Got the over.
We got
covered.
the over,
Yep.
right? So, by the way, the thing is not totally over because now it's going to go to the Court of Appeals in February. Won't have any impact on the season. League, of course, wants to contend that they have the ability to suspend people and have it stick. Brady, of course, got to play because Judge Berman overturned the ruling before the season. That guy, I think, mirrors America in terms of hearing about Deflategate. It's 3rd down and 7. And up to the 36-yard line here. What? It'll be 4th down. So it ain't over, but it might as well be. I mean, the whole league versus the union and all that other stuff.
It's about power and control. You know, who has it? The players, the commissioner, who gets final say on punishment, all that stuff that football fans just love hearing about.
Oh, yeah.
They just love that stuff, boy. I think every time you bring up money or courts or fines or whatever, you lose another football fan. So we'll stay on this, stay away a bit.
Well, what's
Get
better?
enough of it on the.
What's better in an offseason than hearing all about a collective bargaining agreement?
No question.
Yard line. Fighting his way back into the 34 goes Whalen. We got another flag down. We've already had 18 accepted penalties in this game and a few unaccepted. Slater, who's down, their special teams maven, son of a Hall of Famer Jackie Slater, the great Ram tackle. But Matthew got shaken up before. Now he's going to need some assistance getting over to the bench.
4 straight years to the Pro Bowl as a special teamer and 4 straight years as captain.
The kick, holding, receiving team number 35. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Matthew goes hobbling over to the sideline. That would be a significant loss because he is their Pro Bowl guy on special teams. Great gunner. Been doing it for years too. So the last hurrah now for the Colts, who need 2 touchdowns without a timeout. And they begin with the pass up to Moncrief to the 32-yard line, tackle there by Butler. Luck 26 of 44 now for 247 yards. 2.5 to play. Luck stepping away, throws, caught, 39-yard line. And that is Ahmad Bradshaw, but Bradshaw cannot get out of bounds, so the clock keeps on rolling.
Pretty remarkable that Bradshaw is even playing in this game. What did he get here, Monday, something like that? Active and playing. He knew the offense.
2nd and 2. Down in Florida working out. And Luck has to throw that one away, and that stops the clock with 2:05. And it will be 3rd down and 2.
This is when things get a little bit tough as a receiver trying to work downfield against 8, sometimes 9 guys in coverage. Just not a lot of gaps. And I'll tell you, these guys, remember the whole thing at the end of the year, and I got to admit I fell into this a little bit too. You know, Darrelle Revis is gone, Vince Wilfork, and why did Revis get out of here? Because he was able to cover half the field and all that sort of stuff, and somehow it all seems to work out at the end of the day.
And Browner's gone, and Arrington's gone. They have 4 guys who started in the Super Bowl are gone. Luck will pick up the first down, and that takes us to the 2-minute warning with 1:58 officially. So that much time remaining. Patriots trying to stay undefeated. 34-21 on Sunday Night Football. Is caught before he gets out of bounds. T.Y. Hilton has it, steps out. First down to the 30-yard line with 1:52 left.
Well, we certainly have seen stranger things happen, so who knows? Take a couple shots at the end zone here, and we go back to that onside kick in the first half that appeared to be recovered by a Colt that they couldn't see in replay, so the Patriots got the ball, went right down and scored with it.
From the 30. 3-men rush, 8 back, going to the end zone, too far. Dante Moncrief covered by Malcolm Butler, 2nd down.
Moncrief about a 4-4 guy and tried this double move, and I'll tell you, there aren't many human beings on earth that can re-accelerate and stay with guys that are that fast on those double moves, but Malcolm Butler gave up the very early touchdown, and not a whole lot since then.
And they haven't shied away from him. Going his way a lot. 2nd and 10, and that is juggled, and then Griff Whalen is able to hold on. So he makes a juggling catch. That will be a first down at the 18-yard line. Luck quickly to the line. Snap it with 1:25 left. Dancing, throwing, and that will be caught by Whalen in the end zone. Touchdown. So Griff Whalen trying to go from GOAT after that crazy play to hero with a touchdown here. 18 yards to make it a one-possession game.
This is a route that takes some time to do. Offensive line just against 3-man pass rush provides plenty of time, and perfectly thrown ball there by Luck. So here we go. The National Football League is never over.
Well, it's all going to come down to recovering an onside kick. Vinatieri to make it a 6-point game. Look at Collins leaping over that. Of course, the ball would be in play now under the new rules, but it's out of bounds. So it's blocked. Collins is a phenomenal athlete. He was a triple jumper, high jumper.
And he set the record at the combine, right? Is he the one that went like 11-7? And you saw it finally pay off. You say, why do they do the long jump at the combine? Look at this. We first saw this with Cam Chancellor, I believe it was, with Seattle in the playoffs maybe a year ago. If he makes contact with any of those offensive linemen, then I think it's a foul. But since he cleared everything, which of course he can do.
Yep, he's a quiet kid from rural Mississippi. We said to him last night, you ever meet Brett Favre? He said, yeah. He said, because Bus Cook, his agent, put him in touch with Favre. Favre says, why don't you come on over and fish in my pond? He said, I went over and I fished and I cleaned them out.
Cleaned them out. Oh, boy.
So now it comes down to simply recovering an onside kick, because if New England recovers, Indy can't stop the clock, and the Patriots can run it out. So they put the good hands guys up front. Ball has to travel 10 yards or be touched by a Patriot before the Colts can recover it. And McAfee with a high kangaroo hop, but that'll be taken by Gronkowski. And Gronkowski is out of bounds at a point around the 35-yard line, and that'll do it. All they needed was a recovery, and they can run the clock out now.
He's so mad at himself. He thought he had a touchdown on this play. Goes up, makes the play, and you anticipate getting hit here. And he doesn't get hit, and he takes off, and there's nobody down there. He's got a chance to score. That was fun talking to Tom Brady about Gronkowski, and you know, we were talking about the chip on the shoulder and all the deflate gate and all that kind of stuff. He says, Gronk's not like that. He just kind of is one of those guys. He's never had a bad day in his whole life, I don't think. Comes in, never moody.
The game clock operator, reset the game clock to 1:16. 1:16. Thank you.
A couple of kneel downs will end it. You saw that fist pump from Belichick. Yep, it is another game for these guys, but there is no love lost from the Pats and the Colts. And we go to Michelle.
Yeah, but there have been some players lost, and now it's Matthew Slater out for the game with a leg injury, getting consoled by a number of his teammates on the bench. Medical staff looking at his right knee. He appeared to be in great pain a couple of times as they looked at it. So a tough game. Marcus Cannon also was out in this game, the left tackle, Al.
Yeah, they've paid a price. They'll go home with a victory. They take on the Jets next Sunday, and then they have a Thursday night game in Foxborough against Miami.
I'd like to, if you don't mind, pass along our condolences to Stephanie Infante. Lindy Infante's wife passed away, former Colt coach, Packer coach, my coach in Cincinnati. Great, great man.
So much made about, Brady and how angry he would come into the game. You know, a lot of it is just stuff. Because, look, we've known Tom a long time. We've watched him play a ton of games. When has he not been ready to play and dying to win?
He has seen it all in his career, and he has been in the middle of these controversies, and he always seems to come out of the other end of them in this way by winning football games.